Well, here I am with Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons, just give me a quick little background history of who you are and your little history.
Well, I am one of those not too old, not too young Beko men who have gone through the ropes and remain intact with my little island, still trying to keep a few things afloat, especially our sailing. And a lot of people don't remember the history of sailing as it affected Beckwith because it was a way of life for us, and it is still a way of life for those who are into bigger sailing, that is, getting things across the bigger Caribbean. But before that, we had some small double-ender boats that used to ply these waters. They acted as ambulances taking the sick to St. Vincent. They take a cargo from island to island. But prior to that, they came here as whale boats aboard the whaling ships when the Americans used to use our waters and whale. Fortunately, unfortunately, the whaling industry didn't go on for too long then, and I'm going back 150 years ago. But so the Americans went back. However, one of our whaling families who whaled alongside them, the Wallace families, bought one of their boats. And this boat is called the Iron Duke. Well known. And from that boat, all our boats were designed from then on to now.
Now, this Iron Duke that you're talking about is one of the, it is the oldest.
It is the oldest boat. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, oldest sailboat. St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And these are the pictures that you have here of
These are
it.
the pictures of them here.
Just show me which one it is.
This is the Iron Duke, right? This is it in one of Beckwith's regatta about 3 years ago. It was once in my family, and then eventually there's an English guy named Bob who bought it in a dilapidated condition. We refurbished it, allowed the guys to use it to put nets and seine. Then of course it went downhill again. And being concerned, I told him, Bob, we got to do something about this boat. Unfortunately, Bob got sick, went back to England. And when he was on his sick bed, I called him, I said, Bob, what's your intention? He said, take the boat and do what you can do. So I did, and I restored the boat. Presently, the boat is in Carriacou under repairs, but I've handed it over to the National Trust, and I know they will take good care of it. It will be used to teach our Beckwith kids sailing and to keep sailing alive. There's also a second boat called the Trouble, and I intend to do the same with the Trouble. After refurbishing it, putting it back, I'll hand it over to the National Trust and hope that we'll have a good understanding and we will use it for the purpose of keeping our history and keeping sailing alive.
All right. Now, we've been sitting here for quite a while and we've been talking a lot of history as it relates to Beckwith and sailing and the regatta and whatnot. Actually, we're actually sitting here now. The Beckwith Easter Regatta is almost upon us, just around the corner and whatnot. You've been giving me quite a bit of history in terms of what the Beckwith Regatta used to be like. What you remember it being actively involved in sailing over the years. What you would like to see happening now in the future. What are your overall feelings of Beckwith and the traditions of Beckwith and the Beckwith Regatta, and how you've been seeing things evolving over the years?
Well, in short, Beckwith has the sailing tradition, history, culture. But one of the things that I think have gone downhill is what they call volunteerism. People don't want to give it the time anymore. Because in my day, when I was in the Beckwith Sailing Club, active as a Commodore, we had 60% of the membership of Beckwith, 40% expats and people who live here and are concerned. But then when you come to meeting, 90% of who come to meeting were not Beckwith people. And that seems to be the problem right now, in that we don't have enough people, Beckwith people, volunteering and showing the concern they should have for the regatta. Now, regatta, time will change. I know, the younger generation, if everything for them has to be a telephone, a laptop, everything like that, there's no fun otherwise. So, I don't expect that they would be interested in boats as before. But I expect that their parents or grandparents, if they still have, should show some interest in boats. Because we just can't sweep all those things under the rug right away.
Because we're seeing of late a lot of what Beckwith is normally known for in terms of tradition, the Beckwith Easter Regatta and the onshore and the offshore activities. We've seen that evolving over the years now into a more party culture, and we're losing the tradition of what Beckwith Easter Regatta really used to be like. I mean, you think it's a positive move or a move away from tradition?
We have moved away, but we should be able to find some middle ground. Right? People would still want to have the fun, and because a lot of people would not have fun looking at boats sail. So we have to have a middle ground where we have to have a little bit of fun, and we still have to have a lot of sailing. How are we going to do that? But to do that, you have to have the upcoming generation be interested in sailing. Now, if you get the younger people moving away from sailing, pretty soon the younger people will be the older people,
right? And
the other younger people, all they would know is fun. Now, going back to my time, we had a junior sailing club where kids were sailing, competitively sailing. They were sailing from Optimist, the Beckwith Double-Enders. They were sailing Hobie Cat. They were sailing. How many kids do you have sailing now? Because when you have kids involved in sailing, you can't have them involved in sailing without the help and cooperation of the parents.
Right.
The parents are necessary there to be a part of the sailing too. So until you get that back in place, there you're going to have it down the road just fun. You have to get the kids back to sailing. However, there's still a few kids in Beckwith who are very interested in sailing. I've seen some of them. They're still interested in sailing, but we need to have more aboard.
All right. Now, Mr. Simmons, you're not just talking off of the top of your head. I mean, you're somebody who've worked in the Ministry of Tourism for quite a few years in the past. Just give us a quick history of that in terms of your position and where you used to work and what you used to do.
Well, at that time, it was called the Executive Secretary, or it was not a CEO at that time. I worked there with tourism. I had done a course in Italy. I had a fellowship. I was there at the time when the date was changed for Carnival. I remember myself and Molly Arthur playing a big role in that thing. And tourism then and tourism now, well, it's still the same ball game, because you want to market something, you got to know the market.
Right.
If you don't know the market, how do you table make for the market? I had a short spell there, 4 to 5 years.
In the tourism?
In the tourism department. Right. And it's different from what it is now. Communication-wise and other means of marketing is so different. But still it remains the same thing. That is, the product, you have to keep your product good. It still remains that people believe word of mouth more than all other media you could put there. When a friend goes home and says that's a good destination, that is believed. And we have to make sure that what we have coming here, the people we have coming here, they're satisfied, they leave here satisfied, nothing happens to them here, so they can spread the message. Anybody can doctor anything these days and advertise. But that word of mouth publicity still remains the best on the market.
Well said. You have just a few more pictures here of one of the oldest sailing vessels in Beckwith. Just give me just show me the other pictures that you have here, and just give me a quick little explanation behind each picture.
Well, this one here, as you see, this was the Iron Duke and its face competitor. This was a boat owned by Alec, who is also into sailing a lot. But I think he sold this boat. But that doesn't say that Iron Duke still don't have plenty competition. This is Iron Duke here at a regatta, skippered by Mr. Mark Lully, who is now working with Vinlec, but he's also a good boatman. And of course, if you look well, you'll see me in that little red cap.
That's you in the red cap there?
Yeah, peeping out there. Good. Maybe I'm on this trip I'm carried as ballast.
Okay.
And here you have Mr. Lully at the helm. Right?
Mr. Lully himself.
Yeah, Mr. Lully himself.
Nice.
And here you have us again here. Mr. Lully is here again at the helm. And we seem to be doing pretty good. Moving along.
And this again is the oldest vessel.
The oldest sailing boat
In Beckwith. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah. Came here as a whaling boat, harpoon boat, over 150 years ago.
Wow. Mr. Simmons, thank you very much for the rich history lesson, and trust me, it was a pleasure being here, your rich hospitality, and of course your lovely view of Port Elizabeth Harbour here in Beckwith. And of course the Beckwith Easter Regatta is pretty much upon us.
Yep. I hope it's a good one. Weather-wise, it should be. And I think the people of Beckwith all get up for it. So,
Looking forward to it.
looking forward to it.
All right.
More than looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons.
You're welcome.